You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Walking in a weekend wonderland. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our little get-together that we call Talking Real Money. I am one of the two hosts of this program. Oh, by the way, our phone number is 855-935-TALK. Should you have a question you need to ask about money. I'm Don McDonald, and that guy over there. Hey, wait. Where's the collared shirt? That's Tom.
I have no collared shirt. It's a weekend. I'm going casual. Sorry about that. And I want to say thank you. We get so much feedback. We have had so much feedback, so many questions, so many emails, phone calls the last few weeks. Incredible.
Tons.
Absolutely fantastic, which we really appreciate. I mean, we get some very nice comments, like my brother telling me, yeah, the jokes need to be funnier. My other brother telling me, could you fix the picture on the website? You look kind of old. I mean, I love the feedback we get. It's always so positive. It's uplifting. It's kind. And then out of nowhere, we get such a great email from somebody who's unhappy with our recent advice about stocks.
I loved this so much that I wanted to lead the show off with it. I just love it so much. Here's the message. This was written in to us.
We can say his first name, right?
His name's Steve. Yes.
Yeah,
Hi, Steve. How's it going, dude?
He lives in Newcastle, Washington.
As opposed to
I'm
Old
not sure
Castle?
it's a city, but I don't know. It's a city.
Anyway, here's what Steve says. Last week on the radio, you told investors, quote, and I don't think this is a quote. I have to go back and look, but I don't think that we said this.
I'm going to just say it's not a quote, but okay.
Quote, it's okay. No, it's not a quote, just in the way it's phrased. Quote, it's okay that they don't understand the stock market and that they are not supposed to understand it. I'm pretty sure we didn't say that, but okay. One, why are I'm going to read it as he wrote it. Why are the average citizen not supposed to understand the stock market? Your position is designed to intimidate the average American and drive more consulting business for yourselves and to help justify your radio show. Damn right, it needs justifying, Steve. That was my own comment there.
We'd be laying around reading right now or watching television.
This is an arrogant position. Darn right it is, Steve. And a dangerous message for people who should be managing their own investment portfolio. Dangerous? Steve. Because there is no investment broker on earth who cares more out? I think that's supposed to be about money than the person who owns it. Anybody who takes time to watch, document, and learn the idiosyncrasies and the characteristics of individual stocks in the market can be successful trading stocks on their own. That is a fact which I have proved over and over myself. They call that an anecdote, Steve. Anyway, this year I have grown my stock-only portfolio plus $550,000 just by watching and paying attention. You people are arrogant and ignorant and should not be advising people are making idiotic statements on the radio! Exclamation point! Did I give it?
Are you done? Is that it?
Well, there's a couple of little things I might throw in later, like he bought Tesla.
I know he bought Tesla and he bought Boeing and he bought something. Apple. He said you guys told everybody to sell Apple. Okay, first of all,
we did.
Going back, we are average.
We are.
Yeah, I hate to admit it.
We're of average arrogance. We're of average arrogance, average ignorance.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don's of higher intelligence, but I'm average intelligence. So we consider ourselves very average. I hate to say it. I know. Okay, so going back.
Yes.
First of all.
Yes.
I think what we tell people on the program is that you should buy a basket of thousands of stocks and hold them.
Which includes, by the way, includes Tesla, Boeing, and Apple.
Yeah. We've never told people you can't understand the market, so don't try. I mean, I don't remember saying that, nor do I believe that, by the way. I have said don't try to understand it on a day-to-day basis.
I have said
you can't do that.
I have said don't pay any attention to Wall Street because most of their messaging is arrogant and self-referential. But buying individual stocks, what he's saying is he's proved that buying individual stocks works.
Which I think is wonderful.
No, but he hasn't proved it. He has.
Oh, okay.
He has proved it that he got lucky. He's proven that. He's absolutely proven that, if his numbers are correct.
And so I prefer to look at this thing called evidence.
Oh, you mean not anecdotes?
Nah, not one guy, because it's Warren Buffett or Jimmy Buffett. Nobody knows nothing about the future. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll also give you the evidence about stock picking in a moment.
And there's a lot of evidence. And by the way, before we go real quick, Tesla's trading at 1,100 times earnings. Toyota's trading at 13 times earnings. Think about that for a minute. 855-935-TALK. Agree, disagree? Call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Everybody needs help with their money now and again, and if you need more help than we can give in the course of this podcast or show, set up an appointment with one of our advisors for a free actual meeting with no obligation and no high-pressure sales pitch. Just go to vestory.com, that's vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
All right, so you want to yell at us, you just give us a call at 855-935-TALK, or you can type and yell at us. We read them. We really do. Everything we get, we address one way or another, because why not? It's fun. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. Before we get to calls, we want to finish the thought on buying individual stocks. We're not telling you what stock is right or wrong to buy at any given time. We're really consistent in our message. You can't pick individual stocks consistently and accurately.
You can't pick them and beat the market. And there'd be no other reason to own them than that. And the numbers, by the way, here's a recent number that I think you should pay attention to. 15 years of data, recent 15 years, S&P 500.
Yeah.
If you held that, you beat 92% of the stock pickers. And those are the professionals.
You mean the ones who study the market and know all about stocks?
92% underperformed.
Really?
Yep. And have all the advantages. So we just don't think you can do it over the long haul. We don't know why you would do it, other than you're bored and you need entertainment.
So wait a minute. I want to make this really clear. So you're saying that those people who, quote, take the time to watch, document, and learn the idiosyncrasies and characteristics of individual stocks and the market are unsuccessful at trading stocks?
No, I'm saying the people that that's a whole separate group. This is the professionals. You're talking about the amateurs there.
Well, but
the amateurs are going to do worse than the professionals
who watch, document, and learn the idiosyncrasies.
Thank you.
They fail most of the time.
Yes. Well,
so is
more than most.
What is more likely, that Steve is smarter than all the experts on Wall Street, or that Steve got lucky? Remember Occam's
I think we're going to go
razor?
with the lucky.
Yeah.
Simplest explanation. So we're very happy for it. I'm not
Absolutely.
bitter. If you called me up and said I made $1 zillion on whatever stock, I'm going to say God bless and good luck. We don't think you should invest that way. We don't think that really anybody should invest that way. Young, old, whatever.
Yeah.
We trust in the markets over the long haul.
That's
what I do trust.
It's pretty simple. 855-935-8255. Call. We're here. Dave, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, I called in about a month ago, and I completely misspoke and told you that George Gilder was into cryptocurrency, and that was not the case. What he's talking about is this whole blockchain economy. So I didn't know if you could give us a quick rundown, or me, of what is he talking about with blockchain that an accounting thing, or what is it?
Well,
Yeah, it's a way to account, and it doesn't have to be a currency. It can be anything. It's used in e-commerce as an accounting system. It's used to keep track of things over a variety of systems, and it has all kinds of merit in its ability to be independent of any one system. It can exist in multiple places all at the same time. And blockchain is going to be a very, very valuable system for changing the way we do business. And it will probably get worked into currencies and things like that, but real currencies, not speculations like Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Okay. All right, cool. I mean, you pretty much
still wouldn't
answered it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we still wouldn't put one thin guilder into
You had
any
to
of those
get
strategies.
that bad joke. Didn't your
it
brother?
worked 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but it failed miserably today.
No. So, and by the way, if you want to know more about using the things that Don mentioned at the end there, to make money, who's using this a lot. There's a new article in the Journal today about how ISIS very successfully uses that technology to move money around. And
I totally catch what you're saying. Yeah, last time I called, you said,
so
they're using this for crime was your big point last time.
Yeah,
so.
they are.
Anyway,
exactly.
All right, cool.
Well,
all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Take care.
The technology is what you're saying is a good technology.
Blockchain or block stacks are a way of recording transactions, and it's
correct.
It's faster and it's easier to synchronize across different systems and all that. That's all great. That's all great. It's wonderful. It's what makes cryptocurrencies work, but what makes them not work is the fact that they don't act like currencies.
By the way, what is Bitcoin trading at these days? I haven't looked in a long time.
Lordy, I hardly ever look except when somebody wants to argue with me about it. Because
it was in, it was out, it was up, it was down.
If you're going to buy a sandwich, and let's say Subway takes your Bitcoin, you're going to buy a sandwich. Yesterday you bought one at Subway, and it cost you $5 in Bitcoin. Today you go in and they tell you, well, today it's going to be $11.50. That's not the way a currency is supposed to work.
Not unless you're talking Germany in the 1920s or something.
Let's see. Bitcoin is
Argentina last year.
$11,000.
Okay.
A coin.
So it's still down a bit from its peak.
And since HBO Max started, my wife and I, just when we want to watch something that is totally mindless and where we chuckle once in a while, we've been binging Big Bang Theory, the show about.
Never saw it.
It's actually cute. It has.
What's wrong with Yellowstone?
Oh, I love Yellowstone. Yesterday they did an episode on Bitcoin, and in the episode, which was I think filmed like 2 years ago, one of the guys goes, "Have you heard about Bitcoin? It's like worth $5,000 now, and it was nothing years ago." And then they all realized that they went, oh, wait, didn't we mine Bitcoin 7 years ago or 6 years ago? And they went, yeah, we did. So we got to find it. We got to find it. They're looking on all the computers. This is one of the problems with Bitcoin. It's like cash. What happens if you have a big stack of cash and you drop it in a river?
It's gone.
Forever. Well, these guys were looking all over. Turns out one of them took the crypto from the computer and put it on a flash drive.
And lost the
flash drive. Got lost. One of their friends found it, didn't know there was Bitcoin on it, and said, oh, if I reformat this, I can probably get $10 for it.
By the way, I hate to admit it, but I think my entire TV career is on a flash drive that's lost somewhere.
Exactly.
Bad news. Oh, well.
Exactly. So it just don't. It's a speculation. It really truly is. It's a faddish speculation. And you notice, here's the thing, is things like this have their moments of glory, their day in the sun. They shine. And people always say, well, it's working right now. And my response is, it's working right now, and it'll work right up until the day it doesn't. Problem is,
if you want to be that speculative, you go buy a SPAC or something instead.
The fact of the matter is, all this stuff, it may work, but it works right up until that day when it doesn't anymore, and no one rings a bell to let you know that day is coming. So
most certainly not. They usually call you the day after.
Yeah, usually
when it's not anymore.
855-935-8255. You can call us and ask questions here on the show. You can call that number 24/7 and leave questions on the answering service. You can also go to talkingrealmoney.com and click on the contact button and leave us questions there. We're going to read some of those today and a lot of other ways. So be in touch.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
There's a science to managing money. I call it financial physics, and you can get a free copy of my easy-to-read book, Financial Physics, at talkingrealmoney.com/free, or there's an interactive version available on Apple iBooks. It's called Financial Physics. That's spelled with an F, and you can get it free at talkingrealmoney.com/free or in the Apple bookstore.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, welcome back. It's so good to have you with us here on the radio. Those of you who hate us, and hey, there are actually a couple of you who like us. Give us a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And since, I didn't mention, but after that first segment, Tom was getting a little teary because, his feelings were really hurt that people don't like us. But, Tom, I just want to let you know, they like us. They do. Listen to this.
Okay. Please. Yeah, I need some encouragement.
This came in about the same time as the other one. Hi, Tom and Don. I just wanted, and this is from Charles. And Charles also lives in Washington. Charles says, I wanted to say thank you. I am so glad I found you. I have been investing in the market since 1987. Really? And am very mediocre, performing well under the S&P 500 most years. I have been reading, learning, saving, investing, and making lots of mistakes along the way through crazy cycles. 87 crash, 90s, March 2000, 9/11,
I think I know. What's his first name?
Charles.
Yeah, he runs the American funds. I know him.
Yeah, you're so funny. And other crazy methods. Let's see, where was I? Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, so, however, then came COVID. Thankfully, I did not sell. But
Good.
I felt at the mercy of the market and my emotions, and I wondered if it was worth so much energy to stay on top of. Wow, totally different perspective. Then I found you and your podcast. Your show opened me up to a whole new world of portfolio science. It's so simple and logical and mathematical. It fits with me as an engineer. Where was this 20 years ago? From your show, I found, no, not
Peace?
that.
Love?
Paul Merriman.
Well,
Again.
close. Peace and love. That's the same sort of thing, yeah.
I say again because I, too, live in the PMW, and back in 1987, I attended a Paul Merriman class he gave at Boeing. I was just starting out, and I found it interesting to think about when I have more. I filed it as interesting to think about when I had more money. Then I quickly forgot about it. I have you two to thank. And then finally he goes, P.S. I also love your sense of humor and your no-nonsense, frank, common sense thinking and straightforward talk. Do you feel better now?
I do feel better. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad you remembered Paul. By the way, Paul, if you really want more about Paul, he has a class this Wednesday that he's doing with AAII. I think if you typed in Paul Merriman, AAII, he has like 1,800 people, he told me, signed up for it. Something. It's insane. It's free.
Well,
it's online. And he's going to talk about the same sort of things
We're
we talk
bored
about.
to tears right now with this COVID
I guess.
stuff. Let's see. Paul Merriman, AAII events. No, it's not here.
Oh, well, maybe you go to his website, paulmerriman.com.
I'll find it somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, anyway. But thank you. That's very kind. And yes, we do
but
try to keep it simple and
but
average.
Wasn't that interesting, though? Here is a guy who has been trying to invest in the market, the stock market, since 1987.
Yeah, he got it wrong for a long time.
Has been failing miserably at it.
Except that at least he's saving something and investing something. That's not failing miserably.
Well, but
most
he said
don't even do that.
he did less than the S&P 500, so not failing miserably.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well,
Anyway,
good.
let's sneak a call
I was
in real
lost
quick.
and then I was found. I'm happy for him. So.
Hey, Tim, you're up next. Welcome to Talking
No, you
Real
missed
Money.
Mario. He was
Wait,
next.
Mario, where was that? Oh, my gosh. Mario, you're next. I'm so sorry. Hi, Mario. Hey,
Hi,
what's up, Mario?
I'm fine. And you?
Good,
Good.
thanks.
We're super.
Hey, is this
actually.
Mario from Kansas?
Yes.
Hey, Mario from Kansas. I just asked.
How did you wait? Whoa! That what are you with the CIA or something?
I answered
That's
a
scary.
question for Mario on yesterday's podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's with us. Go ahead, Mario. What do you got?
Actually, I changed my Roth IRA portfolio from a target date fund 2045 Vanguard to a 3 funds portfolio because I don't like the high percentage of international and I don't like bonds. I changed my portfolio.
Mario.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna get chewed out, Mario. You know that, right?
Yes.
Tom's banging his head against the desk.
Oh, Mario.
Okay, Mario, here's the deal.
Mario.
Hang on. We're going to take a break because we have to, because we just don't get a choice, because we're actually on the radio as opposed to a podcast when I can talk forever if I want. And we're going to talk
We're going to
about
come
that
back with
because
Mario.
I answered the question yesterday in the podcast, too. I said the same thing we're going to say again today.
Now I have a super answer for him, so stay with us.
Do you? Oh, I hope he doesn't say the wrong fund this
Tom
time.
and Don are talking real money.
If you don't have a financial plan, well, sometimes you just need a little help getting started. And we offer that free help to anybody in a meeting with one of our fiduciary advisors. To set one up, just go to vestory.com, vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004. There's no obligation, no cost, and I promise, no sales pitch.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Really important stuff. So call 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. We're talking to Mario from Kansas. Mario did ask a question that I answered on the podcast yesterday, but he's kind of asking it again in a different way. He was in the 2045 target date fund at Vanguard, and then he went into a portfolio that, and I can tell you just because I remember the call, if I remember, Mario, you are 70% U.S., like 20% international and 10% bonds or something like that. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I'd have to look it up, but the 2045 Vanguard Fund has not very many bonds in it anyway. 20% bonds?
No, 10.
Like that's going to be a small.
10%
No.
bonds.
No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about international.
Right. He
Yeah.
and
He rebuilt the portfolio
The
on his own.
2045 has international of about 36%.
Okay.
And he reduced
so it's
his
overweighted U.S.
Right,
But he
overweighted
wanted
US.
less international.
Correct.
You don't want to own as much international because it hasn't performed as well as the U.S. for the last 10 years.
Is that right?
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck with it.
So-
Good luck to you there, Tommy. Go.
Yeah,
for it.
I just want to make sure I understand this. You
Yeah.
would rather buy the securities that have gone up more recently and not own the ones that have not.
I trust more the U.S. Stocks than international.
Why?
How come?
Same question.
We have United States. They have big companies. They can operate even in international level.
Yeah, but what about? Let me just name me a couple of companies. You ever heard of a little company called Nestle,
Yes.
Unilever, Toyota,
Yes.
How about the one in Brazil that owns all the beer companies? I always forget the name of that one.
InBev?
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Just stepping back from
Nokia?
I trust the U.S. more. By the way, I trust the U.S. more too. But I don't want to make a bigger bet on it because when you look at the globe, about half of the value of companies is inside the U.S., half is outside. And going back 50 years, being globally diversified has made you about 2% more per year than being just in the U.S. The last 10 years is that happens. These things, value is underperformed, small is underperformed. Segments of the portfolio don't always outperform, but over time it's been better being diversified.
And
I'll
if
put it
you
that way.
had the portfolio you are buying today and you had that between 2000 and 2010, you would have made almost no money. You might have even lost money. Whereas if you were 50-50 U.S. and international, you would have made about 6 or 7% per year, probably on average. So, Mario, I think you're making a mistake, but hey, everybody gets to make their own mistakes. We all get to make decisions. I think you should be more heavily in international, as does Tom. You buy the things that are out of favor, not in. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. And Tim, you're up next. Welcome to Talking. My voice cracked. Talking Real Money.
Hey, hello.
Hey,
How
Tim.
are you guys doing today? And by the way, I want to say I like you guys. That's why I call you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
I like you guys. Even though you guys particularly don't like me, I'm one of those guys who made a couple of million investing in buying stocks. So
That's we don't. Wait.
Whoa! I already said that's
we
great.
love
We're
you.
very happy for you.
Congratulations. We just
No,
don't
that
want
doesn't make me
everybody
sad.
trying to do what you did because most people do it badly.
Thanks a lot. Which brings me to my question. I need your help on this. I was reading an article, I think it was last month, maybe a month before that, in the magazine, business magazine, and they were talking about the new direction that the investor is going in. Make it short, they were saying that they're scrapping the financial planning aspect of it, the portfolio management fund investing, aspect of investing, because it didn't work because of the Great Recession. And they're moving into goal-based investing. And I want you to elaborate on it if you could. Goal-based investing.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah,
gold-based investing? Does that mean just buying gold? Well,
gold-producing companies,
then
gold mining
no.
companies, gold
buying companies that are only denominated in gold. Well, they don't exist. I don't know what that means.
That's why I was asking you.
Going back to the gold standard.
Yeah, something like that. That Tom's the kind of guy. He said, "We're going back to the way they used to invest by buying." And he gave some
gold standard.
Yes, there are.
There's people out there that say that. Yeah,
there are several people who are stuck in the 18th and 17th centuries, maybe the 19th.
Yes, I think you can go 19 on this one.
Who believe that all the currencies in the world should be backed by a precious metal.
Something.
Which
not just the government.
Which is actually, if you look back at history, has been one of the biggest causes of economic collapses over time, and also is just as subject to manipulation and currency games. For example, let me just let's talk about gold. Why gold? Who decides that gold is valuable? I mean, there was a time when there was a big battle in the 19th century in the U.S. between backing our currency with silver or with gold. What difference does it make? And let's say that the currency was backed with gold, and suddenly Elon Musk sends a rocket up, he and Jeff Bezos, and they grab this asteroid, and it exists, by the way. The asteroid is made in large part of gold. They drag it to the Earth. They bring down millions and millions of tons of gold. Well, there you have the same problem. The value of the currency just plummeted because now there's so much gold.
And I think this has a lot to do with the fact that the government is issuing more debt. It's always the argument about
trust.
That.
It's the issue of, do you trust the government? That's really what it boils down to.
It's interesting you guys should say that. I'm with Merrill Lynch, and I just got a newsletter in the mail the other day. And inside of it, they're talking about Merrill Lynch. They mentioned gold-based investing of the future. And
I think it's foolish, personally, based on my study of economics. But, you can find one thing about people who've studied economics, they all have different opinions.
There's a reason they call it the dismal science.
It's just, I can find you thousands of people who would tell you that a gold-based economy would be foolish, just like a gold bug can probably find 3 or 4 who would say that a gold-based economy makes sense. It doesn't.
And as Harry Truman once said, he wants the one-handed economist who wouldn't come in and say, on the other hand.
Yeah, no. Thanks for the call, though. We appreciate it.
And
Hey,
no, by the way, I'll say it again. We're very happy for those of you who have made a lot of money betting on Tesla or buying Boeing
Right.
at 90 and running it up to 106. I think that's great. that doesn't upset me in the least.
And we're not saying it doesn't happen because we know it does. But we
Sure.
also know that there are people who have $1 million lottery jackpots, multi-million dollar, close to $1 billion lottery jackpots. We know there are people who go to Vegas and walk out with 6 or 7 figures winnings. We know it happens, but it's not like we're going to tell everybody to go do that.
And even people that have built great companies that have sold and made some money off of that. There's an aspect of luck to that too, by the way. It's hard work, but there's an aspect of luck to all of those things. If you've been lucky and that's happened, I'll say it with all seriousness. God bless. I think it's great. We're saying if you're starting investing or if you're investing today for your retirement, that the better approach is, and I hate to say it, be average.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be, don't you think it would be horribly irresponsible of us if we sat around every Saturday and said, oh, buy Tesla, buy Apple, buy all these things, and then people lost their entire life savings? That would be horribly irresponsible.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
We're so committed to offering you a free financial education that we even provide free copies of my book, Financial Physics, via a PDF at talkingrealmoney.com/free or as an Apple book at the Apple Bookstore for free. So check it out at talkingrealmoney.com/free or visit the Apple Bookstore for your free copy of Financial Physics.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And I left a small part out of Charles' note earlier, the guy who likes us. He says one other part of it. He said, I feel hopeful again about my investing and retirement future. I am thinking of talking with one of your advisors to just see if you can give me some guidance for my whole portfolio. And that is something that we do that not many others do. We will help anyone try to get on track with their whole portfolio, whether they become a client of ours or not, because we want to help everybody. So go to Vestory.com and set up a free appointment. That's Vestory.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?